All right. First and foremost, I want to say, call all Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. What I just said is all praises to the Father in the name of the Son. I also want to say Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, or Most High in Christ bless. So to start off with a little disclaimer, right? I've visited this topic in the past, and not much has changed with the understanding here, man. Really, what happened was Jeremiah 49 was brought to my attention, man, and that kind of sealed the deal for me, man, for the understanding. But it sparked questions as to what about some of these others. And when I get into it, man, it's still true that Esau not making it, man. The women, and not even all the women, the widows is only verbatim spoken of in the scripture. I'll give it to some women outside of Edom. Outside of widowhood, that might make it, man, because it's not expressly written that the women will be done away with, man. But the widows, and for sure, the kids, they're gonna make it, man. Partially, man. Not all of them, and definitely not a mass majority of them. This is just gonna be a few in number, man. We're gonna see all this, man. We're gonna deal with all this, man. And a lot of this is gonna be chapters, man. We got pretty much a mass majority of Jeremiah 49. We're gonna go into all of Obadiah and Ezekiel 35, man. A lot of Isaiah 34, man. But we're gonna deal with this, and we're gonna deal with it in sincerity and in truth. I want to start off with one. Well, yeah, I'm gonna start off here, man, because this is what really needs to be dealt with, right? So this is Malachi 1. Right? It says, the burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. Right? I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh. Yet I loved Jacob, right? And I hated Esau. Right? So it's still true, man. It doesn't change the prophecies, man. Right? He does not like Esau, man. Actually, he hates Esau, man. Right? And it says, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Now, out of all the prophecies, man, this is one of the ones that already came to pass, man. Right? The mountains and his heritage is waste, man. That's why they go and take everything from everybody else, man. The land of Esau is desolate, man. Right? And yes, it is occupied, man, but it's not glorious. Right? It's not a great place, man. Right? Verse 4, it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished. And this really goes into kind of, sort of, during the time of David, when David had the whole tabernacle of Edom, or the whole house of Esau, in his possession, man, as servants, man. Right? This is what it goes into, man. Right? And it says, did I write down that Amos 9? I need to write down that Amos 9, man. I think it's 9 and 11, right? But Salakia, right? This is going into that, man. Right? And it says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh Tazabawa, they shall build, but I will throw down, man. This is what this all goes into, man. Most High is going to deal with Esau accordingly, man. They're going to build up like what they've been doing, right? Like in, where can we pinpoint, man? America, man, Europe, right? And all throughout the four winds of the earth, man. They build up, man. Right? But the Most High throws down, man. And it ain't come to pass yet where the Most High started throwing down. Right? But he is going to make it come to pass soon. Right? And it says, they shall call them, Salakia, the border of wickedness. Right? Why do we want the border of wickedness in our kingdom, right? In our society, in our place, man, right? And it says, the people against whom Yahweh will have indignation forever. Let's go into this really quick, man. I want to go into this word indignation, right? To show you out the Hebrew what it is, man. And that word out the Hebrew is Zayim, right? Zayim, right? Which is indignation, defy, abhor, right? This is not the same word for abhor in the Hebrew, right? In the Exodus 23, right? Or Deuteronomy 23, Salakia. It's not the same word there, man. So don't say that, oh, the Lord has that type of hatred towards Esau that we not supposed to have, right? That's not the same Hebrew concept, man, right? The structure of the word is not similar in any type of way, man, right? So it says angry, abominable, man, right? To denounce. And actually, let's go into that really quick, man. Let's go into that, right? I think it's Deuteronomy 23. Ooh, oh well. Right? So just to prove that it's not the same, it's not Zayim, right? It's Thayab, man. Right? Thayab, right? Which is a totally different word, man. This is a primitive root. And this here is a primitive root, man. These are two different concepts, right? Now they might be similar, but they're not the same thing, man. Right? This is all talking about something totally different. So even if you go into this, man, it's a totally different type of definition, man, and different type of usage. So when you go in here, man, it says to denounce, to express indignation, to be indignant, right? To have the indignation, to be indignant, right? Be angrily indignant, to be defiant, be abhorrent, right? And then Esau, he was defiant from the very beginning, man. So the Most High is defiant against him, and he is not messing with Esau, man. Right? To express indignation in speech, denounce, curse, man. Even looking at them, they are cursed, man. And it says to show indignation, to show anger, man. Right? And it says primitive root again, right? A foam at the mouth, man. It's like they are what's the word? Infected with rabies, man. They make you sick, man. Right? To be enraged, man. Right? It's not the same type of concept of this tayab, man. Right? Which is to loathe, man. Right? To morally detest. And morally, in a moral sense, that's talking about going into the rituals, man. Right? And it says commit or do abominably utterly. So this is a totally different concept, man. Right? Abominable, abhor, abominable, be angry, man. This is not the same type of idea as we see in Deuteronomy 23, man. So when the Lord says he has an indignation against them forever, man, he's not going to change, man. Salakia, he does not change, man. And actually, let's get that since we're here, right? I'm not finishing Malachi 1, but I think it's Malachi 3 and 6, right? Yeah, so it's Malachi 3 and 6. For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed, man. So the Lord do not change, man. When he say he hate them, he hate them. Nothing is changing, man. Right? So verse 5, it says, and your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Israel, man. Right? So we seeing that this is the constant ideology that we have all throughout the text, man. The Most High does not like Esau, man. He does not love them. He do not want to express his love to them, man. Right? It's apparent throughout the text, man. Right? And we're gonna get into that ideology with this breakdown, man. Right? So next I'm gonna go into the main reason I have not really changed my understanding, because it's not really a change of doctrine, man. It's just an adjustment to what's going on, man. We are adjusting that, okay, all Esau ain't gonna make it, but they have a case where small amount can get in, right? And it's not a man, it's not anybody of stature, anybody who is powerful in their nation, man. Right, and that's the men. Right, it's about adjusting the understanding to what the Bible says, man. So this is Jeremiah chapter 49. Where did we go wrong here? All right, so this is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7 concerning Edom, right? Esau is Edom, right? Let's get that right. Right. So this is Genesis chapter 36, verse 8. It says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Right? This is how we know Esau and Edom are the same thing. Right? We don't need to get this, but it's understood that some people might not understand it's a different they are the same people, even though it's a different word being used, man. Esau is Edom. Right, so when we go into this, man, we understanding that this is the same person, right? So concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh Tazabawa, is wisdom no more in Teman, right? Teman is a city of Esau, man, right? Its counsel perished from the prudent, and even if you want to go into Teman, if I'm not mistaken, Teman, it was a man. They call their names after they're called their lands after their names, man. This is the type of man that they are, man, right? But I could be wrong about that. Actually, let's see. I would rather get my phone, man. So I get, where is it? Slovakia, right? Just want to look it up real quick, man, just to confirm, right? Okay, yeah, let's go back to that Genesis 36, man. Right? So, this is Genesis 36 and 10. It says, these are the names of the Esau's sons. Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau, right? Ruel, the son of Bashemath, right? The wife of Esau, right? And the sons of Eliphaz, right? Eliphaz, the grandson of Edom, pretty much, right? Were Teman, right? Omar, Zapho, and Gatam and Ganaz, right? I really want to see if Dedan is in here, man. Salakia, right? Because I'm not too familiar with this, man. If yeah, Dedan is actually not a son of Esau, man, and I stand corrected, man. Right? I'm not too proud to admit when I'm wrong, right? So it says, Teman, that's a man, that's a nation, man. But it's also, I think, a place. I'm not too certain about that, man. Right? It says his counsel perished from the prudent, is their wisdom banished. Right? Flee, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, man. Right? And that's a city in Esau, man. Right? Let's actually go into that real quick, man. What is this? Jeremiah 49. So let's go here, man. I just want to get into this Dedan real quick, man. It's going to show us in here, man, what it is. Dedan, low country, the sons of Ramah, right? The grandson of Cush, the son of, so it says, place in South Arabia, man. This is going into the place of Esau, man. Cannot specifically say that, man, but do understand, and we understand that this is a place in Edom, right? Let's see, Jeremiah 25. Okay, I'm wrong, man. I'm not gonna say it's a place in Edom, man, but still, it's the it's clearly warning the Babylonians that, man, that's what I would have to say, man. Flee, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring calamity upon of Esau upon him, man. Right? And it mentioned in verse 7 Edom, but then it's in verse 8 Esau. So we seeing that these are the same type of people, man, the same thing, man. Right? And it says the time that I will visit him, right? If great gatherers come to thee, but they not leave some gleaning grapes, right? So these people, they love to take it and leave nothing. If these by night, they will destroy it till they have enough, right? So let's go into that really quick, man. Right? I'm gonna have to leave this open too because I gotta get a few verses out of here, but I'm gonna go to the point real quick with this verse 16, right? Job 27 and 16, though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, right? He may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, the innocent shall divide the silver, right? Salakia, right? Verse 14, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. His offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. They take until they can have it. They don't have enough, man. They can never have enough, pretty much, man. Right? So it says, if these by night, they will destroy it till they have enough, man, right? So it says, verse 10 in Jeremiah 49, right? It says, but I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered his secret places. Right, so the place of Esau, man, is bare, man. Right, it's bare minimum. There's nothing going on, man. Right, and it says, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, right, and they can't hide themselves now, man. Right, they gonna try and hide in the bunkers in the hills, man, but they ain't gonna be able to flee from the wrath of the Most High, man. Right, and it says, his seed is spoiled, and his brethren, right, and his neighbors, and he is not, right. So this is gonna be going into what we talking about here, man. Right, it says his seed is spoiled, right, and his brethren, right, and his neighbors, right. His seed, his brothers, and his neighbors, man. Right, and they are not. He specifically is not. Right, it's not talking about women in this instance, man. Right, this is his children, right, and his brothers and his neighbors, man. Right, and oh yeah, we neighbors of Esau. No, that ain't what this going into, man. That's why we got to understand that this ain't always about being a neighbor or something like that, man. Love thy neighbors as thyself. This ain't talking about that type of thing, man. Our neighbors are the children of Israel. Esau neighbor are the children of Esau, man. Simple and plain, man. Right, in verse 11 it says, leave thy fatherless children, right? That's the point we getting into, man. The children. Right, the fatherless children more specifically, because the fatherless children do not have that hatred instilled in them by their fathers, man. Right, they not gonna have that ideology, man. Right, the father gonna teach the children to hate, man. Right, and it says, I will preserve them alive. The children will be preserved alive. The fatherless children, not all of them, because we see in verse 10 it says his seed is spoiled, but the fatherless children will be preserved alive, right? And let thy widows trust in me. The widows will trust in Yahweh, man. Right, let's go back to this Job 27, right? And let's start at verse 13, right? This is the portion of a wicked man with God, right? The border of wickedness will be covered in Malachi 1 already, man. This is, I'm not going to say this is definitively about Esau, right, but I'm gonna say that this is mostly about Esau, man. This is in the land of Uz, right, and this is a land, a territory, a place in Esau. And if we're gonna go with Job and saying no, this was before Israel was established, that's fine. If we're gonna say it was during after Israel was established, that's even better, man. Because that means that he was definitely hanging amongst the children of Esau, man. And if you go into Job 30, you see that they that are younger than I sometimes had me in derision, man. They were the bases of men, man. Right? I would not have them sit by the dogs of my flock. That's Esau, man. Right? That's what everybody would say, man. And even if you're going to say it's not, oh well, man. But this is going into the characteristics and the qualities of Edom, man. Right, and it says, this is the portion of the wicked man. This is the inheritance of the wicked man. Let's actually go into this, man, to see what that word is actually going into there, man. Right, this is 13. I want to just go into that word for portion real quick. It's halak, right, or halak, right? It is portion, part, flattery, inheritance. Right, partaker. That's why I said this is inheritance, man. Portion, share, part, territory, portion, share, portion, tract, parcel of land, portions, one possession, portion, award from God. Right, this is what they will receive of God: smoothness, seductiveness, flattery. Right, inheritance, man. Right, so where was we just at? This is the inheritance or the portion of a wicked man with God, right? And the heritage of the oppressor. This is their heritage, man. Let's go into that word too, man. Right? We know it's their heritage, man. But this is nachalaka, nakala, right? Nakala, right? Which is going into the heritage, man. But continuing on, man, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. We already got this, but we're going to get it again. And his offspring shall not be satisfied with blood. So his children being multiplied, they are for destruction, war, man, weapons of destruction, man. And it says, those that remain of him shall be buried in death. Right, they're not gonna make it, right? But this here is the sealer here, man. And his widows, like we see in Jeremiah 49, shall not weep. So his widows are still around after they that remain of him are buried in death, man. Right, and it's we ain't gotta really get too much more on that, right? So where did I leave off? Right, this here. So verse 12 out of Jeremiah 49. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, man. Right? They weren't supposed to drink of this cup of Babylon, man. But they've been drinking crazy off of this cup, man. Right? And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished, right? It says, is they gonna go altogether unpunished? Is they gonna get away with this, man? Right? Come on, man. But thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. They're gonna drink of the cup of the wrath of the fornication, man. Right? Let's continue on, man. Verse 13, and it says, for I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, right, that Basra shall become a desolation, man. Right? A reproach, a waste, and a curse. Right? I don't know what word we went into for that, man. I think it was this one, man. No? Oh well. But either way, man. Oh no, yeah, it is this one. For indignation, man. It's the same kind of thing as curse, man. Right? It's not the same thing, but it's kind of the same thing with the outline of the biblical usage, man. Right? So they are accursed from the Most High, man. Right? They are cursed, man. And it says, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste, man. The cities that they dwell in, man. Right? 9 times out of 10 when we go into Basra, man, we're going to understand that this is going into not Basra of old, right? Basra of new, which is America, man, which is Europe, man, right? And we're going to understand that America is going to be burnt up with smoke, man, forever and ever, for all eternity, man, right? And this is going to be a desolation, man, right? This is what we see in Isaiah 61, man. Who is this that coming from Basra? Or who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, man? Right, we understanding that, right? And it says, in all the cities thereof shall be a perpetual waste. Verse 14, it says, I have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. This is gonna be what goes into Obadiah, man. Right, I'm gonna deal with all of Obadiah together, man, but we're gonna just tell you or hint that this is what we're seeing in Obadiah, man. This is the same, what should I say? The same verbiage as Obadiah, man. The same wording, the same type of use, the same thing that's being expressed in Obadiah, man. Right, for lack of better terms, right? For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen. This is the same thing, man, and despised among men. Right? Who is this today? Right? Thy terribleness, right, hath deceived thee, man, and the pride of thine heart, O that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, right, that holdest the height of the hill, right, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, right? Same kind of connotation as what we see in Obadiah, man. Right? I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh, man. They love the skyscrapers. They love the views. They love the house on the hills. They love it, man. Right? So much that the children of Israel think they love it too, man. Right? So verse 17, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished. Right? If we look into the way that Revelation 18 is worded, man, right? They're gonna look at her smoke burning from afar off, man. Let's actually just get it before we do anything else. Let's just get it right, because I don't have this written down, so I'm just gonna go into it. Right, this is Revelation 18, and let's go into verse 8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is Yahweh Elohim, who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning. And they're gonna be astonished, man. They're gonna be like, what is this, man? Bewailing and lament, man, mourning these people, man. When it says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, this is astonishment. For 1 hour is thy judgment come, right? So this is not saying exactly the same thing, but it's the same type of idea, man. It shall be astonished, man, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, man. Right? They're gonna hiss at the plagues thereof, man. They're gonna be like, wow, look at this, man. They're gonna be what did it say here, man? They're gonna say, alas, alas, man. They're gonna bewail her. They're gonna lament for her, man. Right? This is the same type of thing, man. And it says, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it, man. Nobody gonna be able to live in the land, man. And this is, we gotta go into Obadiah after this, man, because Obadiah covers that this ain't about Esau, man. This ain't about his territory, man. This is about where they're at now. Because in Obadiah, it expressly says that the children of Esau and the children of Judah, man, or the children of Israel and the children of Judah will inherit their lands, man. Right? They will take their remnant as a possession, man. Right, so it says, verse 19, behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong. But I will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? Who is like me? For who is like me? So and who will appoint me the time, right? Who is the shepherd that will stand before me, right? So basically, he asking, who is good enough for this, man? Who gonna do these things, man? Right? And it says, therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Edom, right? And his purposes, right? That he have purpose against the inhabitants of Teman, right? Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So they're going to be brought to a desolation and their habitations, man. Right? The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. The earth is moved. Right? This is going into 2 Peter 3 and 10, or 9, right? Or 10, whatever. Right? About how the Lord is coming with a great noise, man. Right? In his chariots, man. Right? Or Isaiah 66 too, man. Right? And it says, the earth is moved at the noise of their fall. At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, right? And spread his wings over Basra. This is talking about the Most High gonna do his judgment in Esau and Basra, man. Right? And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs, man. Or the heart of a woman in her travailing, giving birth, man. Right, this is what this is going into, man. The mighty men of Edom is going to perish, man. They're not going to be able to sustain in that day, man. Right, so let's go to the next verse, chapter. right? Let's go there, right? And we gotta put 1 in because it won't give you that proper won't give you that full chapter unless you put 1 there, right? So we getting into this whole thing, man, right? So this is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. It says, "The vision of Obadiah thus saith Yahweh, or Allah Adonai Yahweh, concerning Edom," right? It says, "We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador," the same thing that was said in Jeremiah, right? "Is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her and battle." Right? All the nations of the earth are coming against her, man. Right? It says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen," man. Right? And then if you go into population wise, man, they are the smallest among all the nations, man. We don't gotta get into who they are. I'm not gonna say who they are in this video. I'm just gonna go with Edom, man. The men of Edom, man. And if you know who it is, you know who it is, man. If you think of somebody else, then so be it, man. But this is the prophecies concerning Edom, man. Right? And it says, "Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Though thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock," right? Whose habitation is high, these cavemen, right? These Neanderthals, man, right? Who was in the mountains, man? Who derives from the Neanderthals, man, right? And it says, "That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground," man. They are prideful, man. America the proud. Who is this about, man? Right? It says, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle," right? What's the national bird of America, man? Right? "And though thou set thy nest amongst the stars," NASA, all these things, the Space Force, man. Right? "Thence will I bring thee down," saith Yahweh, man. "If these came to thee," right? "If robbers by night," and this is the same type of tonality that we seen in Jeremiah 49 too, man. Right? It says, "How art thou cut off? What they have not stolen till they had enough. Did they not take until they had enough?" Right? And it says, if the grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some grapes? They gonna take everything, man. They not gonna do that, man. And it says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?" Right? "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border," man. The people who are come together with Esau, man. We gotta get this, man. Have to get this, right? Right? This Psalm 83 verse. Okay, we're gonna start at verse 5. "They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee," right? The EU, man. Right? "The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, right? The Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre," right? "Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot." Salah, man. "Do unto them as unto the Midianites, and as to Sisera, and as to Jabin," right? As the book of Kishan, right? "Which perished at Endor," right? "They become the dung of the earth," man. So Obadiah 1 and 7, it says, "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border." They're going to bring them down, man. Right? "The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee," right? "And prevailed against thee," man. Right? And it says, "They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee," right? "There is none understanding in him," right? If we go into Revelation 18 again, we'll see that all the nations of the earth is living deliciously off of their basically their extortion of the children of Israel, man. Right? And it says and they that, okay, so like it, "There is none understanding in him." Verse 8, "Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom," right? "And understanding out of the mount of Esau," right? "And the mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter," man. The men are cut off, man. Right? And we're going to see this. We already should see this out of Jeremiah 49, man. The men is cut off, man, by slaughter, man. Right? In war, man. "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever, man. This is them being cut off forever, man. Right? The men can't, if it's no men, they can't procreate, man. And the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners enter into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem. This is talking about Revelation 18 again, Revelation 20 if I'm not mistaken, Revelation 12, right? Even thou was as one of them, man, right? They were supposed to help us when they was taking us, man, right? Amos, right? Continuing on though, right? Okay. And the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one as one of them, man. Right? But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, and the day he became a stranger, right? Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah, who took the blacks into captivity, man. Right? In the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity, yea. Right? This is the thou talking about right now, man. This is not talking about the Salakia. This is not talking about during this time, man. This is not talking about that. This is talking about a future prophecy from this event, man. Right? And this ain't talking about future to what we see now, man. This is talking about during the time of 70 AD, during the time of I could say 1619, but we really know it's 1492, man. And Columbus sailed the ocean blue, man. Getting a little too specific with these names, man, but we gotta put two and two together here, man. Right? And it says, yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Look at the Vatican, where all our gold and our good things are taken to, man. This is where we got all our good things at, man, because they taken it, man. Right? Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain at the day of distress. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. This is how we know that this is a future prophecy, man. Did the day of the Lord already happen, man? It's not here yet, man. Right? What end is it for you, the day of the Lord, man? We know that the day of the Lord is talking about the end days, man. Right? And we are getting ready for the day of the Lord, man, but we are not in that day just quite yet, man. Right? And it says, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. This is an end time prophecy, man. Right? And this is not about 1,000 years after we take rulership, man. There is no way that we could go into this and say that this is 1,000 years after we take rulership, man. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, right? And they shall be as though they had not been, right? So this is going to be what happens, man, right? And it says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. We're going to get delivered, man. The children of Israel, right? And there shall be holiness, right? And the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. So this is how we know that the land ain't going to be desolate, but we're going to keep on going. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. Right? And they shall kindle in them and devour them, man. Right? And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. Now, this is the one that everybody be saying, oh, we got Esau living past 1,000 years and all this, man. The women, man. And honestly, they not given everlasting life, man. It don't mean that they live forever, man. The children of Israel given everlasting life, man. Right? For Yahweh have spoken, right? And it says, and they of the south, right? Judah, right, shall possess the mount of Esau. If the mount of Esau is not able to be inhabited anymore, then how is Judah possessing the mount of Esau, man? Or even any other nation, man. And they of the plain, the Philistines, right? And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, right? And the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead, right? And the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, right? And the captivity of Jerusalem which is in Sepharad, right? And it says, shall possess the cities of the south, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, right? And the kingdom shall be Yahweh's, right? So let's go to this next chapter we got, man. It's Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5, man. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, right? His warlike, or his judgment, his weapons of warfare, man, it shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, man. The Most High is going to bring his judgment upon Edom, man. Right, Idumea is Edom, man. Let's go into that really quick, man. We got to get into that, man. Right, and that might even be a Greek word there, man. Right, and that's Edom, man. You can see, right. I believe that might have been written in Greek, though. That's why it says Idumea, right? But yeah, man, this is Edom, man. We can see there clearly, man. Right, and upon the people of my curse to judgment, man. Right, and it says, the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood, and it is made Slovakia. Gotta pinpoint where I'm at on this. Right, it says it is made with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, right? And with the fat of kidneys of rams, for Yahweh have a sacrifice in Basra, right? And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, man. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, right? And their dust made fat with fatness, right? For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance. Did that happen already, man? Come on. And the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion, man. Right? And it says, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, right? And the dust thereof into brimstone, man. Right? And the land thereof shall become burning pit. So the Lord is going to deal with this place with fire, man. With the sword, man. With destruction, man. It shall not be quenched day nor night. The smoke thereof shall go up forever, man. Right? It's Revelation 18, man. Right? And it says, eat from generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever, right? But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, right? These are animals, right? I think that's a bird. I'm thinking this is a snake, right? The owl also, and the raven shall dwell in it, right? And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness, right? They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, right? And all her princes shall be nothing, man. The nobleman, the princes, all the men of Esau, man. Right? It's apparent, man. Right? It's not going towards the women and children, though, man, or the widows and children, man. Right? And it says, and thorns shall come up in her palaces, right? Nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, right? And it shall be an habitation of dragons and a court for owls, right? The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, right? And the satyr shall cry to his fellow, right? And the screech owl also shall rest there, right? And find her for herself a place of rest, right? There shall the great owl make her nest, right? And lay and hatch, right? And gather under her shadow, right? There shall the vultures be also be gathered, everyone with her mate, right? So this is literally going into Esau not going to be able to make it out in that day, man. The men are not going to make it, man. Right? I really did think that this video was going to be a little bit more lengthy, man. Because of how many verses I got written down here, man. But that is fine, man. It's absolutely fine that this ain't too long, man. Right? We're going to get this lesson out here, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. I got a couple more after this. I got a whole chapter, and then I got another couple verses that I wrote down afterwards. So this is Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. Thus saith Adonai Yahweh, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, man. and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them, right? Therefore saith Adonai Yahweh, I will stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man. No men of Esau are gonna make it, man. Simply put, this is actually saying that, man, right? And it says, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, man. Right, and it says, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. This is what we're gonna see happening with Obadiah 1 and 18, and this here. This is after America is destroyed, I believe, in Psalm 105 and 110 and 5, if I'm not mistaken. Christ is gonna strike through kings, man. He's gonna strike through the mighty men, but then we're gonna come and we're gonna deal with the rest. Right? That's how I've always seen it. That's what I will stick with, and that's what I'm going to be firm on, man. Right? And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, man. The Most High is going to let us do our due diligence in Edom, right? But it's going to be through his anger, his indignation, man, his fury, man. It ain't what we got. It's what the Most High put in our spirits, man. Right? And right now it is in our spirit, man. Right? Because, let me just get this really quick. Right? Ecclesiastes 7 and 7, it says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart, man. Right? So we got this indignation. We got this strong hatred towards these people, some of us, man. Right? And honestly, most of us do, man. We don't like these people, man. Right? They shall know my vengeance, saith Adonai Yahweh, man. Right? So let's keep on going where we was going to go next, right? So this is Ezekiel chapter 35. Let me see what I got in here. 15 verses. I thought that was the one, right? So it says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, right? Mount Seir is the mountain of Esau, man. Right? And it says, and prophesy, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus saith Adonai Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, right? And I will make thee most desolate. He's going to make them the most desolate, man. He's going to make this place, make their places, make their lands the most desolate, man. Right? And it says, and I will lay thy cities waste, right? And thou shalt be desolate, right? And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. Right, and it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, right, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, right, and in the time of their iniquity had an end, right, it says, therefore as I live, saith Adonai Yahweh, right, I will prepare thee unto blood, right, and blood shall pursue thee, sith thou hast not hated blood. It says sith. That shouldn't. I don't think that's correct, right? Where we at? Let me just check this, man. I think that's supposed to be since, but let me just check, man. I might be wrong. I've never thought that says Sith. 6. It does say Sith. Okay, so it says Sith thou has not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee, man. Right? Thus I will make the Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it that passeth out, and him that returneth, man. Right? And I will fill his mountains with slain men, and thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers, man. They shall fall that are slain with the sword, man. This ain't talking about Mount Seir specifically. It's talking about here, and all the places where they dwell, the dwelling places of Edom, man. Let me just get it right. Because I should have just kept Genesis 36 open the whole time, man. So this is Genesis 36 verse. Oh yeah, I already got this. Genesis 36 and 8, it says, "Thus Esau dwelt in Mount Seir." This is talking about their dwellings. It ain't really saying that it's not Mount Seir, but it's really just going into a colloquially or a simile to be spoken as their dwelling places, man. Right? A similitude, man. Something similar to what it is, man. Because in this day, we did not know of America. We did not know of Europe. We did not know of these different places, man. It wasn't common knowledge even when King James translated it, man. Right? It wasn't known, man. Right? Okay, verse 7, Ezekiel 35:7. "Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth." Right? "And I will fill his mountains with his slain men." Right? "And in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword." Right? "I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh." Right? "Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it," whereas Yahweh was there, man. Right? And it says, "Therefore, as I live, saith Adonai Yahweh, I will even do according to thine anger," right? "And according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of the hatred against them." Right? This is talking about why they hated the children of Israel, man. Right? "And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee." Right? And it says, "And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh," right? "And that I have heard all the blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume," man. They will say that, yeah, we can consume these people because we God's chosen people, man. They want us to believe that God is a white man, right? They want us to believe that Jesus is a white man, because if we believe that they are the white people, man, then I just uncovered what I said, man. I just uncovered it all. I said I wasn't going to mention nationality in this video, but oh well. Right? But if we believe that they white, man, then we believe that they have a right to these type of things, man. Right? And that's the spirit that I even was dealing with this earlier, man. So that I can know where to go with this, man. Oh no, it ain't Leviticus, it's Exodus. Right? This is the spirit that I was dealing with this earlier, man, because somebody was talking about this. And we was going into this, man, and no, it gotta be Leviticus 25 then, right? I know it's 25. Right, yeah. So this is why they would think that we could have we could be their servants forever, man. This is because if we think that he's white, man, or the so-called children of Israel is the white man, the blasphemies that they speak, man, then we would think, oh yeah, that well, maybe we just gotta obey them, man. Maybe they are God's chosen people. Maybe we gotta do what they say, man. Right? That is why these things is problematic, right? So this is I'm just gonna touch base on this real quick. Moreover, Genesis or Leviticus 25, verse 44: "Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids which thou shalt have shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy by bondmen and bondmaids. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begot in your land, they shall be your possession. Right? And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, and ye shall inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever." Right? But over your brethren, the children of Israel, you shall not rule over one another with rigor, man. So literally, it's a way that we gotta deal with it, man. So they would think that this is blasphemies to say that they are the chosen, right, and that they could keep us forever, man, right? Which is not what the Bible say, man. Right? Continuing on though, right? Ezekiel chapter 35 and 13, right? It says, "Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them." The Most High said, look, y'all said all this crazy stuff, and I'm listening. I'm hearing what y'all saying, man. Right? Y'all saying that God is white. Jesus is white. Right? That's crazy, man. Right? Jesus was in Jerusalem, man. Right? Or Bethlehem. And they went into Egypt to hide, man. How is the Egyptian gonna hide? I mean, how is the Israelite gonna hide in Egypt if he was a white man? It don't make no sense, right? And continuing on, man, thus saith Adonai Yahweh, right? When the whole earth rejoices, I will make thee desolate. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee, right? Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, right? And they shall know that I am Yahweh. Most High not dealing with these people, man, right? Especially the men, right? So let's get this Amos. I gotta get this Amos 9 real quick because this is going into this, right? So this is Amos 9, verse 11, right? It says, in that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. In that day we're gonna raise back up. The Most High gonna reestablish the kingdom of Israel, man, right? And close up the breaches thereof. So ain't nobody gonna be able to break through this, man, right? And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. He's gonna make us prosperous again, man. Right? And it says that they may possess the remnants of Edom. How do you possess? And I on this channel said that this is talking about their land, man. But how can we possess a remnant if all of them is destroyed, right? And I gotta take back what I said in the past, man. I was wrong. Right, I'm gonna admit that I was wrong with this, man, because I said that the remnant of Edom is the land of Edom, man, right? But it's actually quite going into the children and the widows, man, right, and all of the heathen, right, which are called by my name, saith Yahweh, right, that doeth this. Behold, yeah, I don't really need to get any more in that, man, right? But yeah, man, it's clear, man. It's clear that they're gonna be still around some of the women and children, man, but the fatherless children, right? These are the two things that I will say that for certain are gonna be there: the fatherless children, right, and the fatherless children and the widows. That's it. That's the only instance of Esau that we see getting in, right? But anybody else ain't gonna make it, man. Thy seed, the neighbors, the brothers, no mighty man of Esau. No lowly man of Esau. I don't see anybody of Esau making it, man. Right? And this goes into how they not gonna submit to the children of Israel. They too proud, man. Thy pride, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, man. Right? They think that they gonna be the best thing to touch the earth, man, but their pride of thy heart have deceived them, man. Right? I ain't even break an hour on this. That's beautiful, man, because I thought this thing was going to be long, but my time have been crazy with this thing, man, because I really thinking that, okay, this is going to be taking this long, and it don't, man. I'll be blowing through these things, man, because it's so simple, man. It's so easy to understand these things, man, but if you're going to say, oh, yeah, what about these people? What about that, man? You're probably not going to make it, man. If you're thinking, what about these people? What about them? Right? What about the salvation for all, man? You're not going to make it, man. If your focus is that all nations is going to be saved, man, you're probably not going to make it, man. Right? The Lord ain't having compassion on these heathen, man. The Lord is not, man. He's going to have them have to show us humility in order to get this compassion, man. No man of Esau going to make it, man. Right? It's still the same thing, man. No man of Esau is going to make it. So with that, I want to say, wait, let's get this right. With that, I want to say Shalom. How about Shem Yah Shai Barakatah, EGA.